in the very beginning, God created heaven and earth. I'm just kidding. In the beginning of Afro-Contigo, we actually, I started the company in 2014. But prior to that, at Winona State University, that's where I got the idea when I was going to college, because there seemed like there was something missing. So that's when I really realized that there is a need for it, not just a need for us as the Africans in diaspora to get together and celebrate our culture, but there's a desire for the residents around us to be a part of that, to understand it, to share it with us. So of course I had to go to school and graduate and get my master's degree, and I was following the corporate ladder path. But then after a while, I wanted to get back to dancing, but I didn't have that school community, so we had to kind of start from scratch. I was born in Nigeria and identify as Nigerian American now. I left the country in 2002 after I finished high school. We call it secondary school. And I came here to college in Winona State University. My mom, my dad, my other sister, my other brother, their families, my cousins, and everyone else is in Nigeria. So you do get kind of homesick. But yeah, Nigeria is my country, and in Nigeria, I'm from the southeast, which is the Igbo land. I'm Igbo. My village is called Owerri, Imo State. Over there, we speak Igbo, and we do Igbo things. We're Igbo, and part of that is what defines me, and it actually informed the company name, which is Afro-Contigo. Afro-Contigo means African Contemporary Igbo. So all of our dances, whenever I have like an hour workshop, there's always some kind of education about my Igbo roots, and we always do like a couple Igbo songs as well.
The head dancer at Afro-Contigo, and that is no other person but Korma Agus-Stockmeyer.
Guys, we are very excited to present Emume to you today. Emume means to celebrate, right? There's so much that's happening in the world that can kind of halt your celebration, right? But one thing about a lot of people from my tribe, we're Igbo, we like to enjoy life. We like to enjoy life to the fullest. Igbo kwenu? Hey, we're here. So the red beads is very Nigerian and very Igbo. So in my culture, we wear a lot of red beads, especially the women. The men wear it too, but the women wear it. It's just a thing for fun, beauty. So whenever we're dancing, a lot of times the Igbo dance, you would see a red bead either on the waist, hand, sometimes on your hair as well. But yeah, we're really fond of our red beads. Now, I remember going way, way back, right, to like when I was really young and my grandma was alive, and she would always dance. Like whenever you go visit grandma, right at the door, she welcomes you with a dance. We come in, she's just excited dancing. All of her daughters were also dancers, and they just enjoyed dancing. So to me, that was like a part of what we did. Not necessarily like scheduling an hour to dance. It's like just dance whenever you get a chance to. And she's actually the one who inspires me the most, because while I was young dancing with her, she told me I was a good dancer. So now I'm like, nobody can tell me I'm not a good dancer. If grandma already like put a stamp on it, right? So it's like, this is it. The Nigerian culture, I think we can all agree, and I'm not speaking for all Nigerians, but I kind of am, the perspective of which we have of ourselves, right, is one of like joy, greatness, pride in our culture, right? It's kind of like if you're going to eat a frog, don't just eat the frog leg, eat the whole frog, So like whatever it is that we want to do, we tend to put our whole heart and mind into it. The hardest part is just having the desire to do it, but as soon as we desire that, we tend to like overdo it. My name is Korma. The full name is Katu Korma which means talk about good things. So I always try to talk about good things, and sometimes I can't help it. I have to say a few bad words or talk about bad things, but then I feel bad because my whole life, my whole name is talk about good things, you know. So it's kind of like a burden, but it's also like who we are, and I enjoy it. I love that part of our culture. This is a very popular drink back home. Vita Malt. It's actually the one we have is just called Maltina, and it's very yummy. But if you've never had it before, it's like a learned taste. Kind of like coffee. You know, you don't like it at first and then you get addicted. Oh, hold on, there's a twist up. What are we doing? Okay, ta-da. All right, now if you're gluten-free, you can't have it, but it's very yummy. So you guys are gonna try it. It's also like nutrition, like people that if you haven't eaten all day and you have a bottle of this, it probably hold you up for a little bit until your next meal. So part of the reason I love Minnesota is that the arts and culture scene is thriving. Last year, November marked like a big milestone for African Table. We're 10 years old, and it was amazing because we didn't know for sure how we were going to go about it, but we had a grant from the Minnesota Arts Board to do this film, the 3D film. And so we were gonna be able to watch the film with some light entertainment. So we figured, oh, why not merge it with our 10-year-old anniversary? So it worked out. It was perfect.
10 years of celebrating culture through dance.
We invited a hip-hop dancer here in the Twin Cities, Darius. He did his thing. Caroline Naomi, she's a guitarist and a vocalist. She's amazing. She came and she performed as well. And then we did our thing, which is getting everyone to dance. I don't know that it's a Nigerian event proper if there's no music and dance. And it doesn't have to be organized, you know, it's just happening. My company, even though I'm Nigerian, is actually a big mix. And there are only 2 Nigerians on our team. That's myself, who's Igbo, and Kemi is Yoruba. Everybody else is from somewhere else. We have Togo, Cameroon, Congo, Kenya. So it's a nice mix. But if you're like looking for a Nigerian community and you found African Table, we're a good place to start because we can point you in the right direction. Yeah. So it looks like we're not there, but we are. I think African Table has really helped me with staying focused, with like being well, my health and wellness goals. So it helps me take better care of myself. It also helps me stay engaged with my community because African Table relies on the community. Because without the community, there's no African Table. And I think that the community relies on African Table to bring them great music, great routines, great joy, great choreographers. And so the amount of people that I have met while doing African Table is immense. I really hope that my baby, my 2-year-old, that he does love his Igbo side. But being who I am, I know that he's gonna stay connected. He's gonna, even though we don't really, in Nigeria, the women are not really known to like own land and then pass it on to inherit it. But fortunately for me, my dad gave me land, and so what am I gonna do with that land? I'm gonna give it to my boy. So he's going to have a nice footing in Nigeria, in his mother's village. So that's the goal. I feel like it's making such an impact, and that helps me, I think, in general, just to be like a better human person, because I feel like I'm giving back to the community so much.
Postcards is made possible by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota. Additional support provided by Margaret A. Cargill Philanthropies, Mark and Margaret Yakel-Julien on behalf of Shalom Hill Farms, a retreat and conference center in a prairie setting near Windham, Minnesota. On the web at shalomhillfarm.org. Alexandria, Minnesota, a year-round destination with hundreds of lakes, trails, and attractions for memorable vacations and events. More information at explorealex.com. A better future starts now. West Central Initiative empowers communities with resources, funding, and support for a thriving region. More at wcif.org.